Welcome to BrazYness Podcast 1. I'm Romeo.
I'm Gage.
Skedaddle skadoodle, my dick's a noodle. My name's Ben.
I'm Mappo.
Alright, so I guess we're making a podcast. We're just fucking around doing this. Okay, so we gotta think about some shit.
Football
This
game's
shit's
on.
bad. This shit's gonna be bad.
I know.
If this shit like takes off one day, we're gonna look back and be like, "Wow, we're fucking corny."
But not like for real.
That's how you started. If this shit blows up, that's how you started this off. Skedaddle, skadoodle. It's a noodle.
I'm Ben.
Alright, no, for real though. Let's talk about some like deep shit, you know what I mean?
I'm not
Like,
a spicy.
Console
mayonnaise.
wars.
Not like some like actual
Console.
just like feel shit, you know what I mean? Just
No,
like,
we're not getting emotional on the
not like
fucking
emotional,
first
but like
minute.
just like deep, you know what I mean?
We're
Like
men.
the
We
shit.
don't cry.
Nah, like the shit. Nah, like that shit that we be like thinking about, like you know,
Why Gage
Like-
has a
like
stabbing
aliens and shit.
like aliens and shit, or like
You guys
if
believe
this-
in aliens?
or like
Yeah,
reality
I do.
itself.
Why Gage has a stabbing addiction?
Nah,
That's-
no.
No, alien. No, let's actually talk about aliens.
Well, nah,
Okay,
that-
I can go on.
I can do aliens.
nah, there's
Okay, literally too.
there has to be aliens.
Nigga,
Like,
what the fuck?
It wouldn't.
alright, yeah, no, there has to be aliens. There's no way that there's not. Like, out of all like the universes and the planets, why would we be the
You
only...
fucking stupid if you don't believe in aliens.
I know. Like, why would we be the only anomaly? Like, there's so many like planets in
Oh,
the
that's a
universe,
fancy word.
and they say like the universe is always expanding. There's got to be more life somewhere. There's no way that there's not.
And why would they keep public places out of just one specific area, like the Area 51? They don't let planes go by. They don't do nothing around there. They have to be hiding some sort of alien activity or fucking around
I
there.
think-
Bermuda
was- no.
Triangle, shit always goes missing there. It's like
24
And they have
hours.
no, like, they're not just gonna go and they're like, oh yeah, there's nothing there.
yeah, they
Don't worry
always
about it. Don't worry, but just don't go there though.
Yeah,
It's
Bermuda
bad.
Triangle. They tell us there's
Don't go
nothing
there.
there. They say planes crash there, ships crash there. No word of the ships ever again. Just gone.
There's
Nobody
too
ever
much
says
evidence. There's just too much evidence to not believe that they're real. Like,
shit. Mm-hmm.
there's no way that we could be the only life form. Because soon in a few
I'm Christian
years,
and I don't ever go against that. God
Oh.
is the only alien.
You're a Christian?
God's a
fuck
myth.
Oh.
God is a
Personally,
myth. Because you got to think.
No,
about it.
let's not get into this shit.
No.
No,
No.
no. Because I don't want to get on this shit on the podcast, you know? You feel me? Like, let's not
You say God's a
legit,
myth?
first, like,
Head
3
up.
minutes, we're going into religion and shit. Let's not do that.
Yeah, it's
Nah,
not, dude,
but like
it's
that's the people. That's like the shit that people like to hear. They like to hear real shit like that. You know what I mean? Like they don't want.
Let's not.
They don't want you to avoid like. If you're gonna have a podcast, you gotta talk about like the main things like people be thinking about. And it's like there's so many people out there that don't believe in God. Like there's people that do. Then there's like a shit ton of people that don't.
I do.
And it's like if you think about it,
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah, and, like...
it's just like, and it's like it's like so basically, people say that God started religion and that like God made everything.
He did.
But it's like, if God made everything, who made God? If God made somebody,
There's some shit
how,
that, like...
how do
we're
you
not
decide a
supposed
name? Who made the words that God thought of? Like, you can't just make up words if there's no words.
Like, literally think of a word right now that's
Maybe
not a
it's
fucking
like...
word.
Maybe it's, like, past our comprehension. Maybe it's, like...
No, because
Like
Four
every
dimension. Think
listen.
about 4 dimensions. I cut your ass off.
Haha, interruption.
Think about, like, 4 dimension. Like... Well, no, I mean, like, 5D. Because there's, like... Picture... 2D can't see...
behind it, it's like
Yeah.
flat. It's like one way. You can't see it.
Yeah, and, like, you can't... Like, if you're in a 2D plane, you can't see to a 3D plane. We're in a 3D plane, we can't see to a 4D.
I know, but listen,
And it's layering like
that's
that back.
like on that though. But you ever seen the movie Interstellar?
Nah,
Alright,
I
so
want to see
basically-
that.
Interstellar, it's like this dude. He's like picked to go into the spaceship because the Earth's starting to die. All this dust is like dust storms taking over.
Y'all
Earth.
seen Space Buddies? That
So
shit was
listen.
pretty lit.
Nah, so listen. So the dude goes out into space. They're searching for. Shut the
I
fuck
just got what you said. I
Shut the fuck up.
Y'all seen Space? That shit was actually a pretty lit movie. I gotta lie.
Nah,
Like,
shut up.
they even had a
Shut up,
monkey
shut
in
up,
the
shut up,
fucking
shut up.
space.
Okay,
Alright,
yeah,
listen, listen.
let it
So listen. So basically, the dude goes into space. They're on the search for the new planet where they're gonna have to inhabit because their planet's like dying, Earth's dying, dust storms everywhere.
Earth dying, you know. You're,
So they're off to find this new planet, and then they find NASA or whatever or some secret project. They send them through this wormhole to a different like galaxy that's supposed to have different planets that are sustainable. But then when they're there, on the way back or on their way there, there's like this hand as they're going through the wormhole that touches the glass.
It's God.
And then later on in the movie, you see it, and it's like the dude goes back, and he's like floating in space because his ship broke, and he's like stuck in space. And then as he's floating, he sees like
spoiler alert. Sorry.
He sees like a wormhole, and he sees a ship in it. And then he reaches out towards the ship, and he sees himself inside the ship with the chick that he was traveling with. So basically, it was like the wormhole, it was like bending time and everything. So then he realized that hand that he saw touch his ship was him from the future. And then he got stuck in the wormhole and it sent him back to the Earth when he was there. Because where he lived, there was always like these weird anomalies and shit that happened at his house. Like books falling off shelves, sand spelling out words. And then he realized he was behind the walls. But like in time. And he was like pulling the strings.
We're gonna watch this shit tonight.
Yeah. He was pulling the strings, bending everything that happened. Leaving clues behind for his daughter to find him in space in the future to like make the new world.
You told us really well.
I know, I'm like good at that type of shit. And then his daughter took all the clues, but in that time when she was seeing it and he was seeing her see it, he didn't believe it was real. He thought that his daughter was just like messed up in the head, that she was just thinking this shit to like mess everybody up. But then as he was there, he realized it was him leaving clues behind, trying to tell her, I found a planet for us to like that's sustainable, send help out here to like inhabit it. And then in the end of the movie, he like falls down through all the wires of time and everything, and he like wakes up.
I want to watch this shit.
Yeah, I know.
I watched that.
Yeah.
I remember that
And
now
then-
when he's falling through like the thing with
Yeah.
like all the books and stuff.
Yeah, and then he wakes up,
Yeah.
and he's on like the new planet that his daughter that he told his daughter about that he wanted her to find, and she
Yeah.
found it, and they inhabited it, and they grew for years. They built for years, and then when he finally woke up, everything was like completely new, and it was like it wasn't Earth, like it wasn't just a round sphere. It was like the planet was curved, and it was like above you was below you at the same time. It's like
Wait.
It's kind of like quantum mechanics.
yeah, if you
I know because they think or quantum alignment.
Mhm.
They take one. It has one atom on the other side on one like in our say Earth science. There's one atom on the side of the universe.
Yeah.
They simultaneously move at the same time,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
and it's something they can't explain.
Yeah, because like the planet, it was like
Like
It was
even
as if
though
you were-
they were
no.
millions of light years away,
Yeah,
they move simultaneously at the same time.
And like light can't travel that
No,
far,
'cause,
and
like,
nothing can travel
listen,
that fast.
It's
say
almost physically
you're-
impossible.
all right, so say there's a sphere, right? And you're on the inside of it. Like, you ever seen those, like, shows where they have, like, the dude go on the motorcycle and go through the ball, how he's, like, going up and down and everything?
yeah,
Yo, I went
It's
to
like-
like the circus one year, and I like saw that, and I was like that 5-year-old me shit myself in
Yeah.
like awe.
But yeah, so, like, it's like that. And then
Start talking.
if you really think about it, that was, like, how the planet was. It's like, you're down here, but your bottom is the top for them. But to them, the bottom of their, like, homes and everything is the top for you is how you see it, because it's all curved inwards.
It's like that
And
one
so-
Black Ops map. That
Yeah.
Black Ops 3 map. Where
Yep.
it's like
Yeah, it's like
Oh.
that. And then, like, so basically, they built for years and everything, like I said. They made everything. They rebuilt Earth there. And then,
whoever's watching this podcast is gonna be like, "Wow, I really want to watch some Interstellar." Now I've
is there a
got
point to
everything.
this, or are you just
Yeah, what do
explaining
you?
the movie?
Yeah.
I said spoilers there.
no, because I'm talking about, like, the fifth dimension thing. That's what I started off
I
with,
believe
and
in
I
the
just
20th
described the
dimension.
movie.
I kind of
Why did you explain the entire movie?
Yeah,
There's no-
I know, because, like, I started talking about it, and then, like, I started talking about all the things, and I was like, might as well just finish it.
I have a
But
topic.
yeah, like I was saying,
You
like,
continue.
he was behind everything that he did. Everything that happened in his life was bent around by what, like, the strings that he pulled when he went in the future. He went back in time pretty much through the wormhole, and he was in, like, that fourth dimension where he pulled the strings to change everything.
Pause. Can I just say? The Rams just won, and I'm not loving it. Continue.
No, I kind of think of it. I think of it as, what if, like sci-fi or fiction movies are real, but since no one like will believe
Believes.
them, like only the directors, like Star Wars. What if that's fucking real? What if that actually happened? Like, what if that was a fucking
wait.
space war, but people won't believe it
because they're too like
They don't.
they're not adjusted to it. They don't want to believe of all this shit that could be real because it could interfere with their life, and then they're like, "Nah, I'd rather deny it, not think about it at all, so it doesn't affect me."
Hold on. So, like, I watched some shit recently, and
You watch your own shit.
yeah. No, there's a comet that went by Earth that was shaped like a pencil, and it like barreled like up and down in like a 360 kind of way, like kind of like if you're
To where it would like kind of create a sphere. Looking
How I throw
Yeah.
a football.
no kind of like a really shitty
Football throw.
spiral.
You know
Yeah,
how it goes like that? Like,
yeah,
kinda
it
fucked
would
up?
go like that, and it would be a pencil.
And like a
Nothing
gyration,
like
like a gyration motion.
a comet shouldn't look like that.
Yeah,
A
it's supposed
comet-
to be a solid
Yeah,
rock.
it's supposed to be a circle because
Yeah.
it's supposed to be compressed and all
Yeah.
that shit. And so like
You know,
the only thing that can explain it,
trash in space, right?
It's just a rock.
yeah, but gravity compresses.
Yeah,
it
it compresses
like that.
it together. It's literally just trash.
To
in
make it a
space.
circle. It shouldn't be shaped like a pencil at all.
That's another thing. How you think?
And
Where's that trash come from? They say that all the trash,
Comes from the Earth.
like they say it
no,
comes from
the
Earth.
explosion.
Yeah, but
How
no,
the hell does it get up in Earth?
It can't.
No, listen.
I don't know.
So basically, we were learning about this shit back in like
I
eighth
want
grade.
to finish my
All right,
story.
fine. Finish your story,
Okay,
man.
so like this pencil and shit, like it flew like straight past us. Then they're like,
Yeah.
wait a second, how would that even work? And it pretty much just was like weird. And then like now they're like space fights and shit, and like
Yeah.
like becoming reality and shit.
But no, so basically, all right, now that you know. All right, so basically, back in like eighth grade, right? We were in history class and we were learning about all this shit. We were in science. We were in science class, and the teacher was talking to us about the Big Bang and everything. It's like,
Schmidt?
no. This was back in
No.
eighth grade. What's it called? And they were talking about the Big Bang, how everything started with that. But it's like when the Big Bang happened, all the
I hear
particles.
change in your pocket.
Yeah, fact. All the leftover stars, like all the leftover like waste from the star that like exploded, created Earth and everything. All that debris met up in one place and just made like a giant ball of like dirt and like trash and everything. And it's just like out there in space and it just sits there. And that's where all the meteors and shit come from. It's slowly breaking and deteriorating off that one rock that like formed during the Great Bang. And that's where all the and that's where all like the meteors and shit come from. But it's like, if you really think about it, how'd the Great Bang start? They say a star.
You mean the Big Bang, the Great Bang,
The Big Bang.
the Great Bang?
How'd the Big Bang start, huh? They say a star exploded, created Earth, created everything. But if that's true, then where did the stars come?
That must have been a big ass star, bro.
Exactly. How does one star blow up, make
And create
Earth?
well, I
no,
think it's
make
pieces
Earth-
of other like the big star. It's pieces of the supernova that caused.
Yep.
Because when supernova was like a big star, and it scattered into pieces.
Yeah.
Like stars aren't like that pointy thing they have.
Yeah.
They're actually just little balls of like strong ass energy.
Yeah.
And hydrogen burning.
Yeah, it's hydrogen burning. That's when they blow up. It's when their hydrogen ran out, and that's called I think it's just called the dead star.
Supernova. No, it's just called supernova.
Yeah.
We know when they like blow up.
Yeah,
no,
that's
it's-
supernova.
No, there's some things that's called dead stars.
Oh, that's
I'll
when
look
like
it
the
up
star, it like just dies out.
You know
It's all its
Beetlejuice?
energy's just gone. Yeah, Beetlejuice. I know
Star
that.
in the
Oh,
sky.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like right next to the North Star.
I thought it was the
And
North
in
Star.
our
Nah.
in our lifetime, it's meant to explode, and it's gonna look like we have two suns for like a week. It's gonna be sick.
What is
No, wait. If it
Oh,
explodes, wouldn't it not get to us?
It wouldn't get to us, but we'd see it.
What? No, I mean like light, because light travels like. Because if
Well,
it's
no, we would
if it's
still see it.
150 million, okay, yeah, okay, I know what you mean. Like it's
If we
already
could see the
it
star,
already
we'd see it
exploded.
explode.
It already exploded, but like the light's
It's
taking time to get
still
here.
traveling.
You know
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sun isn't actually in our galaxy.
What?
No,
Yes, it is.
no,
It's in our solar
no.
system,
No, listen. The star.
which is in our.
He's like,
galaxy.
no, the
listen,
sun's
listen.
fake, guys.
No,
It doesn't exist.
It's God.
No,
It's just
shut up.
God taking a
Just
piss.
shut up for a second. All right, so in the center of like the sun, they say it's a giant ball of gas, but underneath the ball of gas, there's like a wormhole underneath it, and all the light that we're getting is produced through that one wormhole. Like if we were given all the light of the actual sun, where all that light from like all that gas and stuff from the sun is coming from, we would all be dead. Because if you actually like think about it, like when you go through a wormhole, if they're like if
Where are you getting this from?
no,
Like,
listen, if
Yeah,
something
this sounds
were-
hella
Yeah,
vague.
where'd you
Listen,
get that from?
if something were to go through a wormhole, nothing like the full thing would never come out because there's so many like
Run it.
they say that a wormhole is like the break between space and time itself. So if you're going through it, you're going through like you're you're going into a different galaxy. You know how much like if you're going through all that, you know how much different shit's gonna be going through it and stuff. Because like there's so many like all the debris and shit that goes through it. Like this what?
You were not this smart.
You were not this smart. Where did you get that?
I don't talk about this
in Schmitty's class
because I don't like Schmidt. Schmidt's a fucking fad. All right,
I don't like.
I do my own research and shit. Like I research shit that I'm like when I graduate or if I drop out or some shit. Guess what? I'm gonna be the smartest fucking dropout you ever seen. You seen Zuckerberg dropout, made Facebook rich,
and he dropped out because he already made Facebook.
You know the nigga that made IKEA? Never even went to school.
Excuse me, this is After Dark. No N-words.
Oh my god, it's a Bitmoji as an emoji.
I
has an ad.
Yeah, what's it called? The dude that made IKEA never went to school. Ever.
You're not gonna be that smart.
You know how original.
Smart to make a furniture store.
Still.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a point.
Do you see how successful his story is, though?
You can still be like successful.
I mean, look how he makes it. He was just like engineering. Okay, boom. It's like Legos.
Yeah, like if you think of the shit that I'm like saying right now, imagine if I had like the time to research this shit all day long. I had the money to go out and buy the things that I needed to like research all this stuff. You know what kind of shit I could probably like discover and shit? It's like
Not that
no, I got a topic. Okay, so
Say
that then. There's a place in like Africa, and it's like the disc of it's like in some like whack ass place in Africa. Like, pretty much. No,
N-words.
and it's like it's like a circle in Africa, and everywhere Egyptians like
emoji.
yeah, I know that's what I'm talking about. Like big Greek guys and all that. Like where they mapped Atlantis was right where this like.
Oh, you're going into Greekology.
No,
Like
I'm talking about Atlantis is actually in Africa, and it's like.
It's a place in Africa
that
it came on sunken.
Yeah, no, it's like it used to be flooded. The entire area was flooded. They found whales there. They found all this, and the disc is shaped exactly like, and it has like rings of water, and that's how Atlantis is described and shit. And so like, people are like, Atlantis was there, but like, do we really want to go to the middle of Africa to like research this shit? And they're like, nah, and no one's done it yet. And I'm like,
I saw Aquaman yesterday. I believe in Atlantis.
No, listen. So, I'm going back to the Bermuda shit that I was talking about.
Bermuda. Let Ben say his topic.
All right, go ahead.
All right. First, I kind of based off of Romeo's. Have you guys ever watched Exploring with Josh?
No.
No, he's this YouTuber. And he went to this place, I don't know where, but it was like a city underwater, and it was all frozen over because like this like gas and like it's like all just like poisonous water, and it froze over. And like the only thing that's still showing is just like a church. It's just really freaky. Okay, here's my topic.
Here's my topic.
What are your thoughts on the end of the world? Personally, from a Christian standpoint, I believe that if you believe in Jesus, you go to heaven. If you don't,
so you're not talking about the end of the world. You're talking about like the end of life.
the rapture. Yeah,
So you're not talking about like
I'm
just
not
the
talking
world
about
ending.
I'm not talking about when we blow the world blows
You're
up.
talking about just like life when it ends, like for you.
Humanity, when humanity ends. Yeah.
Like when when you yourself die, or like when everybody's like dead.
It could happen tomorrow. It can happen
Exactly.
in 100 years.
Like the end of the world could happen any day. If you really think about it, nothing is ever really timed. Like the Big Bang was not timed. None of our births were like
We don't
planned.
know. Well, we don't know.
None of our births were planned. We're all mistakes.
No, like I'm talking about like the original person was not planned to be made. Like everything is made off of accidents. Like you can't make anything on purpose without doing it like the first time.
The chocolate chip cookie.
You have to do it
Reese's.
You have to do it by accident for it to happen.
Chocolate chip cookie, was that made by an accident? Look at now, it's like
It was.
Yeah.
Now it's like really fucking.
You
popular.
can't like
That should be popular.
That guy's gonna be rich
like
as shit.
bro. Like if you really think about it, we could die tomorrow. They could just be a random wormhole. Because you got to think, out of all like space, if the galaxy,
alien niggas could just come down and just blah 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 and just gun shit.
I think the world's at some point
Nah,
is
wait,
going to lead to
wait.
like a purge kind of thing.
No, wait,
and
listen.
People can extinct themselves.
So basically, the galaxy is like infinitely expanding, all that, so and so, and it's like if it's infinitely expanding, you gotta think about all the wormholes there are, how they all could be chained together. So that you're thinking about like infinite galaxies, like millions, as many as you could possibly.
Millions, billions, and even trillions.
They're all like, what if they're all just linked? There could have been like a planet or a universe that just completely combusted, just gone, and all the debris could have been like just busting, like fucking like I don't know how to explain.
Busting space nut.
No, like just traveling like through all the wormholes, and as it keeps going through the wormholes, just gathering more planets, getting larger, like gaining like more speed, velocity, fire, all that. And what if like one day it finally just comes out of one wormhole in our universe, just takes out our entire like life, like all of our entire like
happen.
Exactly.
If one thing goes wrong, like if our Earth stops spinning for 1 second, we're all dead.
Yeah, because we're not
dead.
gonna
We're not gonna get the sun.
gravitational
We're not
pull.
and we're not gonna get the sun energy that we need, or like we'll just like instantly like
That can
There'll be
happen.
like a cold side and a dark
It really
side.
can happen.
yeah.
How?
I don't know.
Like say there
Some way it can happen.
if a meteor were to hit our planet
Or the
with
sun.
like enough speed or anything coming from like the opposite direction of what the Earth is spinning, and it put enough impact on the Earth, not
It
only
wouldn't be dead, but like it would
No.
be half the planet. Like the moon has a
No.
light and a dark
Alright.
side.
So say the Earth is rotating counterclockwise, right? And then a meteor comes in, and it circles around the Earth because like the gravitational pull, as it like say it just barely hits our like atmosphere, it'll start to curve around the Earth, going in the opposite direction, and then as it's like spinning, it'll just
You
stop.
got this from Martian, from what's it
No,
called?
no,
What's
no,
his
no,
name?
no,
Mark
no.
Wahlberg.
It'll just
Mark
hit,
Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg.
and then if it's spinning in like counterclockwise, and the meteor comes and hits it clockwise, it'll just stop. Cause like
You won't stop it. It will like slow it down.
Because, like,
and
when
then,
two things are moving in opposite directions, once they hit each other, they either reverse or they stop. There's no in between.
No, but you gotta think that the Earth's like big as shit. If like a small one.
No, that's
like,
what I said. I said if there was a meteor with, like, a large
It would
enough
just-
mass
it
and
would-
velocity and it hit, it could stop and just end all of our
It would
existence.
just go. It would like keep on going like this around each other, then they would slowly go in, and then they would like crash and then morph into each other.
If it has enough power to stop our Earth from moving, it has enough power
Yeah.
To
to
just
wipe out
instantly-
our whole, it would,
Yeah.
it would explode.
Yeah.
Even if it hit the moon, if it hit the moon, we'd still be dead because we wouldn't have any
Yeah.
gravitational pull.
If it like
Ocean.
if it hit our atmosphere and then just stopped, say it stopped right in front of the sun, we die
People
instantly.
believe,
We're dead. There's nothing that we can do because our Earth will instantly freeze. Because without the sun, the moon is like cold as shit. Space is cold as shit.
No.
Our Earth will freeze. We'll hyper freeze, and we'll just either
No.
die or we'll go into like a hyper sleep or some shit.
Actually, my chemistry teacher was talking about this today, and yeah, yesterday. Like, it wouldn't instantly freeze like that. Like, the Earth has a lot of heat already stored in it. Like, it's stored in.
No,
from
but it
the
would
core,
freeze like really fast. Like we would have like
Like
maybe a
1,000
day
years.
max to live.
Yeah,
if
we
the
would
sun
we would
was
have to
blocked out.
like evacuate people to like one side of the Earth. Like, everyone in like Asia, we would need to get
No,
them to,
like not even that. Like without the sun's heat and shit. we
No, because it would just be one way, always pointing at it.
All right, listen. So basically, the Earth is like perfect like temperature for living, like wise, because on one side of the Earth you have the sun, on the other side you have the moon. You ever realize how like in the desert, how it's really close to the sun at sometimes, so it gets like super hot during the day, and then at night how far the moon is because of how close it is to the sun, how it starts to freeze in the desert. If you stay in the, desert,
The moon does not give off like cold energy.
no, it's in space. There's no heat on the moon. It's all freezing cold. That's why when like
Yeah,
astronauts
there's
go
no
out,
oxygen or
exactly.
anything.
So it's like
Literally
if
no-
we were to
Comfortable with that.
if the sun were to get cold, I mean, if the sun were to like get covered or something, we would die within a day. There's nothing we could do. Even if we evacuated people from one side of the Earth, we'd have like maybe a day and a half max if we like had everybody gathered up together, like skin on skin type shit. But no, even like that. Going back to the thing that you said though, with
Even
the
surplus
with
is
the
not that. There's even. I guess there is a surplus of food and like water in the world.
with the
Actually, no.
Let's get to the
water,
point where people be like quoting our shit down in like books. BrazYness Podcast said this.
no, what's it called? Back to that asteroid that you were talking about, the one that was shaped like a pencil. If the asteroid that was shaped like a pencil, if it never like wobbled or anything, and it was like direct, and it just went straight into our planet.
That would.
I
If
think
it
it was
was
like a cigar. It was
If
called
it
like a
was thin
cigar.
enough, it would go straight down to the
That
core,
would
and then
split
it
up
would like
like that.
rupture the planet's like core, and then we would probably just combust. Like the planet would have just exploded.
Picture how scary that would be. Just like, the core is like breaking. We're just gonna die. We just need to accept it.
colliding.
Oh yeah, that's
Saw a
happening.
video on that.
That's life itself already. You have to just accept the fact, like, you're gonna die eventually. There's nothing you can do about it.
Wow, this got real deep.
My goal is like not really
to
a
blow
goal.
up and act like I don't know
I just
nobody.
wanna see- I want to see something cool like in space. Like if I saw
Want to
like
be an astronaut?
yeah, if I saw a star blow up, that would be sick. If I like saw something cool in space,
And then
You
die?
can look up simulated pictures of people.
I wouldn't mind dying from an asteroid hitting us. If I was like 99, about to go out,
I want to go
I'd
with
go,
a
to the, I'd
bang.
go to the beach, watch that shit hit us. I'd want to go out like that. That'd be sick. That'd be
No,
cool.
I always I think about this shit like all the time, like how I think I might go out one day. How like my life, I've
Don't
always
try.
thought about things ahead. Like when I think of my future, I don't really think towards like jobs or anything like that. I don't think of anything like that. I think about my family and shit and like my life exactly how it is. And I've like thought down scenarios in my head. Like I know how I would react. Like if I thought about like how I would react if my father died or if my mother died or if my grandmother
Oh,
died.
yeah.
I know
Nah,
how
yeah, I get that a lot.
I know how I would react, like, cause me when I can't accept something, it like puts me into like that like mental state of where I can't handle anything.
You need
I would just like, 'cause, like I'm a very violent person. When I can't accept something, I kind of start to get angry. When I get angry, I get like violent. So like
breaks 2 D's. What?
nah. So
You don't have a stabbing problem.
no,
Stab
like,
in my donuts box.
nah. So like. If say my parents were to die or something, or my father was to die, I would literally have a mental breakdown. Like I don't know what I
that makes
Anyone
sense.
would.
like. Literally,
They
I've
literally
I've
blew
had
you up.
dreams
Your
of the,
dad
stop
shot.
stabbing the fucking blanket or towel. I've had dreams
Blanket towel.
where I've gone to school. I've like dreamt that my father like died or was killed or my mother was dead or killed or something, and I went to school like a couple weeks later. And some kid like when just kids talk, like if you really think about the shit that kids say you weren't like say you weren't just like a normal kid, that you weren't like always thinking fun and games shit. Like if something like
Yeah.
really serious actually happened to you, if you really think
That's
about
why
the
I
shit that
accept
they're saying.
That's why I accept like teachers when they get mad at you
Yeah.
or something. That's why I'm like, oh yeah.
Because like right now we think it's all fun and games, but if you really think about that shit, like if you actually gone through something, like having your father or mother taken away from you,
We could have said some offensive shit, and like people could be mad at us right now. We don't
Yeah.
realize that we post this shit. Like, sorry if
Exactly.
we say any
Calling
offensive
my
shit.
sole resource officer. He called me a broke nigga.
but nah. So there was
Yeah,
this one time. So
That like
You mean that they that? All right, continue.
all right. So basically, we've been doing this for 28 minutes,
yeah.
bro. It's just gone quick. All right, fine.
I'll let
So,
you. I'll let you.
I jumped. It was this kid at my school, and so I was like pissed off. I was like broken. I didn't know what to do, and some kid just came up to me and he started talking to me. And I was like, my mental state, I could not handle that, so I just reacted in violence, and I just like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I pretty much just like grabbed the kid. I just like picked him up, and it's like I didn't want to
Remember
hurt
the
him.
locker and-
No, I didn't want to hurt him. I just wanted him to like understand like what I'm feeling. But it's like you
No,
can't
guys, I feel
you
bro.
can't get somebody to like understand that feeling, no matter how hard you try or like how much you try to
Unless they
express
go
to
through
them
it.
what you're going through. Nobody ever really understands what you're going through if you think about it, because everybody's mind is different. Everybody's mind is always on a different wavelength. Nothing's
Excuse me.
ever the same.
Quoting XXX Tentacion, we're all fighting battles no one knows about. Truest fact of the day. Continue, young Marco.
Mapo. But yeah, nobody's like
Young
brains are
Morgan.
ever thinking on the same wavelength. No matter how like close your thoughts are, nobody's are ever exactly the same.
That's why twins like freak me the fuck out.
Hey,
No,
sister,
not even twins. Like
I know, but
That's
that's still
all
like,
their thoughts are close because like they were like pretty much created the exact same to be
Yeah,
alike.
so that they kind of have the same
They have like the,
mental, physical, like.
I'll say it like this: twins have the
process.
closest thing to an identical wavelength, like mind wavelength that you could possibly have. But if you really think about it, like I said, everybody's mind is
You
different.
said if you think about it like 8 times during
I
this,
know.
but continue.
Because like you really gotta think about this type of shit, bro. It's like I don't know how else to say it.
I can't stress this anymore, guys.
I know, because like every mind is infinitely expanding. Every thought creates a new thought. Everything changes like that.
Okay, yo, that just fucked me up.
Exactly, bro. I'm telling you. Like I be thinking some like trippy ass shit, bro. And it's like, so no matter how much you stretch to somebody, what you're like saying, they'll never understand it. They have to be you to understand it. So no matter how much you connect with the person, how much you like feel like you understand that person, how much you feel they understand you, no matter how much of a connection you think you have, nobody ever truly understands. It's like you're completely on your own here, but you like
You're
pretty much
also
you like
with people.
you're with people, but no matter how many people you're truly around, you're always truly alone.
I just got a filter on your ass.
I'm gonna try to go into some deep shit real quick.
How do we get from aliens to
Yeah, no,
the
I
end
want
of
to
the
watch this
world to
back.
thoughts?
No, I got something real quick. My opinion is, I have a different point of view on life. To me is,
This hit him real hard, Jesus.
you live to what your expectations is.
Mhm.
You live to your thought process. Where it comes to like other countries that, unlike us, they have for other people it's people use it for brewing, quote unquote, but it's carbon monoxide. It's assisted suicide for like the elderly or whoever, adults. Because if you're just living like a shitty life, you have no family, you're sickening from illness, what is the point? What is your expectations? You don't have a job. You're not making income. What are you living up to? It's just pretty much it's suffering. So that's why they have a painless, where you inhale, you put the oxygen in your mask, and you go to sleep.
Yeah,
It
you
puts
go
you.
to sleep and you don't
It
wake
puts
up.
you to a brain state where you die peacefully. You don't suffer from depression, anxiety.
I feel like they should
Cancer.
start doing that when people get to like a certain.
If you really think about it, there's no such
Like,
thing as
yeah.
a peaceful death. Like no matter how much like it can be
If you
painless
want it, it's
physically.
pretty peaceful.
It can be painless physically, but mentally, there's nothing
to
more
everyone,
painful
like
than
everyone else.
even just to yourself. There's nothing more painful than like that feeling, knowing that you have to let go because things have gotten that bad that you messed up so hard, you wasted so much time.
No, I mean like just if you're old and you just
If
die
you're-
going to sleep, you're
If
like,
you're
I'm gonna
60
wake up
years
tomorrow.
old, you're waking up to nothing. What is the point?
Are you calling old people useless? No,
In
no.
general,
Wow.
even like
Sexist.
people
I mean,
our
like
age.
some old people.
I know people don't have fucking family, kids. They can't work because of what they've been through.
Mm.
Kids at 18, they can't fucking do that shit. So what are they expecting in life? When you can't change, even people say we can
I'd
change
say-
around. You can't change that shit around. You can't change your past. What is your point? What is the point?
I
of
feel like there should
going
be
through
there should be a
suffering, then just peacefully,
definitely
slowly going out.
definitely a really like an older age. I feel like an older age for that to happen
If you hit-
because
100 years old should be the limit. You should not be like
unless you
allowed.
want
Really
to.
wanna-
If you're
if you
100 years
really-
old and you're like, I'm going for the world record,
That's something you
Yeah,
not
like-
forced to go to.
but-
you know,
like,
enforced like
if you're
kill
just
everyone at
if
100.
you're just a, like
kill your
like those
mom.
like health freaks out, like make it past 100. But like if you're just a regular old person, like say just one of us, we're not like feeding at, like every day at the gym, trying to live like the healthiest lifestyle ever. We're just normal people. We want to live our lives peacefully, normally, no like stress, nothing like that. We just want to live it the way that we want it to be lived, just normal. But then say we hit 100, and we're like, say your grandfather, say he hit like 100 years old, right? And
What is his purpose? What is he going to do? At
Exactly.
100 years old.
Why
that
would
can
you-
affect
like,
his
at
or
that
our-
age, you're like so weak. If like
And some people
if you
just,
don't
like,
go to
just
the
fucking
gym, it's
die
like-
already. Like
it's
I'm
like,
sorry, but like
at 100
you're
years
100
old,
years old. What do you like?
your bones are so
You're-
fragile. You have like less muscle. You can't do much.
That's
There's
why
like
you drink milk. Stop burning my water bottle.
there's really nothing that you
No,
can
not
do
usually.
at that age. There's nothing that you can really do at that age. It's like, in my mind, I say like the cap for like being able to be like physically like, I don't know how to explain it. Like the physical limit
Physically
of like your
capable
body,
of-
like yeah, where you're physically capable of doing things. I say the cap for that's like 60. After 60, everything's just downhill. Back problems, knee problems, just muscle failure.
You're
bone
slowly
failure.
dying anyways. Why
Exactly.
go through the pain and suffering
why
You can
make
stop
yourself
at a healthy limit.
Yeah, why make yourself go past, like, talking about, like, the 100 years old thing. Why make yourself go past 100 years old if there's really no point? Because, say you hit 100 years old, you only got, like, maybe, like, 10 years max after that. The oldest person ever that, like, lived that we have recorded is, like, 106, I think.
No,
121.
114 is the oldest person in the world just died, like, recently. And he was 114. No, it was, like this week I saw it. I mean, there always had been someone, like, right before.
But, like, if you think about it, if you're 114, you're probably laid up in a bed somewhere.
Years old,
probably got a little, like, oxygen. You probably got an oxygen mask. You're sitting there laying in your bed just rotting away.
That's gotta be boring as hell, too. It's like jail. It really is.
You're
and
trapped
it has
in
to
your
be
own,
painful.
You're trapped in your own mind state. It's a prison in your own mind in the world. Especially here, like, people say it's nice in America, but once you come to, like, realize all the other shit that's actually going on for being here for a while.
Like the towel, it's like muffling your voice.
Oh. Once you, like, really realize.
Really real wrestling.
Like, you come here, to find a better life, but once you kind of, like, really figure out how life
the
is here in
1800s.
America, yeah, it fucked up. It's kind of shitty. Yes, people have it worse, but think about it. They're brought into that. They're brought into, like, the poverty, the low food, and all that. So that's their lifestyle.
Wait.
Generations change throughout our course. Their traditions and shit really don't change. Their lifestyle doesn't really change that much. Ours changes so often we have to adapt to a new thing every year. Our mind is changing completely throughout the courses of living.
Let me say something. I think it is worse being born into something, being born into nothing and keeping nothing your entire life, than being born into something and losing that.
Yeah, I rather if I was born in poverty and I stick with poverty, then I'm used to it. It's how I live.
Yeah, that you just adapt to it. Like, it fucking sucks that you have to live if you're born poor, I hope that you gain to a level that you're happy in.
You really can't lose anything.
But I would, like...
If you're born with AirPods and then you just got arrested, then you're fucked. You're a broke nigga.
Like, if you're born with everything, when you, like, hit that point where you just lose everything, it's going to be 10 times worse than if you were just born with nothing. And, like, you worked your way up to have everything that you ever wanted. But it's like, if you're just born with, like, if you're just born into everything you've ever wanted just right there at your fingertips, once it's gone, you're nothing.
You know what?
You don't know what you're going to do.
It's like buying the battle pass and then buying all the way up to the 100th tier. You have nothing to work for.
That's what I mean. You have nothing to work for now. You gotta spend all your money on.
No. You gotta get that XP for the characters, though. You gotta get that XP.
That's what people with a lot of money. Like, what are they working towards? Again, they have no goals.
You have 1,000
to buy more shit. To buy new things, like they're just like, born into something.
What's
nice.
The point of like being born into shit? And it's like that feeling of accomplishment. You're never gonna feel it because you never had to accomplish anything. You were born
into the 100th
and you were raised to just sit on your ass, get everything you wanted, never had to work a day in your life. You just got money.
That's what I mean.
Like, the grind's fun. The grind has its joy.
It has its ups and downs. Like, there's times where it sucks, but there's also like those moments when like you get like that achievement. It's like, I can't believe I just did that. Like, if you were born and your family is rich, you never had to do your driver's test. You just got your license. You got
allowance. You got all this shit.
Yeah, you
really didn't have to go to school. You didn't have to do good in school. They didn't really care because you had money. You just go into like your family's business and you take loans for doing nothing.
You're guaranteed to graduate because you know that you could just pay it off. But it's like, if you're born into like pretty much nothing, you got like a family that's never amounted to much, but like they've just worked hard.
There's gonna be like a level to this. Like, there's like a level of money where it's like where there's room for improvement. Like, Trump's son's like, you're always in the shadow of the people behind you too, which also sucks.
But you try to I guess you can make something of yourself, make yourself better to people. Then that's just society itself, which sucks. Life is pretty much a constant game of beating everyone on a different level. Think of it. People, you think, because that person's better than you, they have more money, or that person is popular than you. everything has standards.
No, you keep going. I just need a minute. Like, I started like getting like paranoid, and I started looking everywhere.
Everything has standards in life that it's the societal standards. Like everyone has like entitled to their own humanly rights. But you have to like meet. It's like a life expectation. Like, oh, you expect to be. Oh, I want to be rich. Like I have to be like that person. Or like the ideal life is. Oh, a lot of money and like a good family and like no problems.
I feel like we're talking about a lot of money.
No, I got paranoid too. Hey, let's talk about that.
Like,
Let's talk to your issues of paranoia.
I feel like we were talking a lot, like in that topic, we were talking like a lot about money, and I really don't feel like you need money.
No,
like,
that's when it comes into like.
You need certain level
To me,
of money
society
to be
standards are that you need to make good money.
Sex, money, and drugs, alcohol.
Well, drugs and alcohol, that's a whole different. That's a whole
Perfect
different
life. Yeah, sure.
Not
I
really.
feel like
People
love,
choose to do drugs.
If you're in a
Like, I
true,
choose.
happy relationship, somebody that you love and you want to be with for like the rest of your life, that's pure happiness. Sure, you want to be successful money-wise, but not to the point where, like, it's like you're greedy with your money and
You're
that's
excessive.
what you like exactly. Like Jake Paul buying Lamborghinis even though he's not gonna like use them. Like
I'd love to have that much money just to give it to people.
exactly,
Just like,
just make people's day better. Give them $1,000.
Like Mr. Beast. I respect Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast is a good guy.
He's a good guy.
He does, yeah. He gives out a lot of shit
Mm.
that
I think any sponsor,
most people
I want to know where he gets that money from. Like for real.
He's sponsored.
I know,
He's
but
sponsored by a lot
like
of people.
$30,000 sponsorships.
just for like his friends sitting in a circle. Like think
Yeah,
about
I
it.
know. Like he gets views.
That's what I mean. I always like think about that. Like if I get enough money, I'm gonna like have to pay. I'm gonna like give everyone at least a couple, like $300 because to pay them off for all this shit they've done.
And he's still like living lavish while just giving away like hundreds and hundreds of
My
thousands of
friend
dollars.
is a good basketball player at my old school, and I told him if he ever goes pro, to buy me a Lamborghini. Julian, please stick to that. I really want a Lamborghini if you're watching this or listening to this right now.
See societal standards.
I respect anyone who's at this point. If there even is one person that gets to this point.
If
It's
you're
gonna-
still
it's literally
alive
gonna
right
be
now,
us.
you're lucky. Pretty
Technically,
much. If you're still alive right now, you're lucky.
we're all dead. We're killing. No. That got deep. No.
True though, like.
Mm.
For
Anyone
people-
who wants to be alive right now.
That's what I mean. If you are physically happy with life, congrats. Like,
No one's coming to the
like to me, that's like congrats. Like how you've. That means you've like, you're not in fear of certain like.
in fear of people coming through windows.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's worse.
Bird box challenge. Yo, what if like something like? Oh God, we're gonna get you done. No.
No, I like it.
I think
Bird Box is dope.
we're just
No,
about.
What if Bird Box is
Alright.
actually how life
No,
is
like-
supposed to be? Like
Alright,
they
so-
see what they fear most. Like the woman in the car with the Bird Box. She comes out and she goes, Mom.
She fears her mom.
Then goes in the car, sits there like she's talking to her mother in the car. The car
Burns.
fucking blows up. But she's blinded by the good things in life. She's not seeing the suicide she's committing. Like the girl, she's seeing the good in like maybe even the fear some people see. You see, like she was scared. She's like, Mom. So like her mom like in the car. That's why like the people, they're like, it's something in their head when they open their eyes and look up. They see their greatest fears, and then that's when they just like they can't live anymore.
Yeah,
That's
exactly
what like
the
they
movie's about.
they smash their head in. The girl like she smashed her
They
head
just
against the
need to
wall.
There's a
Stop.
girl that looked like Stefania.
Don't drop names.
I mean,
Romeo's like-
I mean,
We're all going to court. Fuck.
Romeo's like 45-17. Oh shit, I was close. 44.
We're at 44 minutes.
No, what's it called? So basically, like right now, like how I'm like kind of like paranoid at the moment. I got like this shit where like, if I like start thinking too deep into my thoughts and shit, like, it's almost as if like they haunt me, but at the same time they're not haunting me. They're like, I feel like they're coming to life, in a way. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like-
that's why like happened to me. I had to go get tested because they thought I had psychosis
No,
for
like
a
right
long
now.
time because of that.
All right,
I don't know what
I'm gonna
psychosis
be
is.
like,
I just think about the thing from Black Ops 3 where you like duplicated.
Kind of. It's psychosis is like It's not schizophrenia, but it's like a voice in your head telling you to do things. Like I had that they thought I had it for a while, but it was just like extreme anxiety.
One of my uncles has schizophrenia, and my mom kind of like messes with him, and it's kind of messed up.
No, that's really fucked up.
But they're like related.
All right, listen. I'm gonna be like dead serious right now. My greatest fear is darkness. Like
my greatest fear is dark people.
No.
Darkness.
No, I'm being like so serious.
Marco hates himself.
No, no. Listen, I'm being so serious. Like, I can be in dark spaces, but it's like if I start to really get into my thoughts,
your mind that's when like your mind plays with you and tries to freak you out because you're bored.
Yep,
like the mirror thing. Me and what's his name did.
Like right now,
when you stare at yourself, it's because your mind is bored, so it creates things to give you an adrenaline.
Yeah,
that's
like
why in the dark thing, I can't sit in a dark room. Sorry.
It's like right now, I'm like tripping out so hard because like we're like talking about our thoughts and shit. And it's like I'm getting like lured into it a little bit, but it's like I'm thinking about like how like my fears, like darkness and shit. And it's like I'm looking around, and it's like see how like that side of the room how it's just dark.
Yeah.
And then how there's just that one mirror, dark corner, dark window.
Out, actually.
Yeah.
No,
It's
because
like
I saw that too, like out of the corner of my eyes.
yeah, and then it's like the
Babies.
window. In the darkness, you never know what's watching.
I'm watching.
You never know what's watching in the darkness. Anything could be there, and you won't know. It's dark.
There's definitely something down here. I've seen ghosts
Stop
down here before.
talking to me!
No, they're actually
No, shut up! I'm not even fucking kidding. Don't talk to me about that shit.
I wanted to get to that topic.
No,
I'm a spiritual person.
No ghosts.
Well, I'm a spiritual person, so I like leaving ghosts.
I believe in evil spirits.
I think we're at a good time
believe
to
in-
end it.
I don't believe in good spirits.
I was
don't
aiming
think
for
there's good
45
spirits.
minutes. You see, you don't believe in good spirits, or you believe in good spirits?
I really don't believe in that much good spirits.
They're all assholes coming back to fuck you up.
Not really.
Back to darkness. I've been staring at that window for like 15, 20 minutes. Darkness. You never know what's watching. There could be a dude right outside that window staring us dead right at us. Never even know.
Hey,
Too
you-
dark.
Yeah, that's why I need to. I can't fall asleep with my blinds open.
Exactly.
Even though I'm on the second floor, some dude can come with a ladder and be peeping through my window. I don't know.
Like,
I'll take
how
chances.
paranoid are you? Can I like speak of something?
That shit!
No, I heard that too. I'm like Dennis. I heard that too. Oh, I'm not gonna fuck with you. But like,
My house is hella creaky. Because of all the pipes and all
hey,
that.
wait till you go. If we do this at my
There's
house,
no
you won't
safe
get
spot in this basement. On the couch, something crawls out from behind. Right there.
Marco,
something
right here,
jumps
the
out
little
over you.
big spider thing that jumped on my face.
Mhm.
Oh, my God.
Right there. You stand over there or sit over there. Something jumps out through the window or something comes through.
I think we should just end it now.
This
No,
door.
Okay, guys, let's end it.
Let's end it. I'm
Can I
done.
finish the topic
No.
real
We out. We out.
No.
Peace. I'm Mappo. It's been real. We out.
Skedaddle, skadoodle. My dick's a nude. I'm out.
Gage is out. And
Barbosa.
Romeo is out. I mean, this
This has
is
been BrazYness.
a good first
First.
podcast. I feel like that went really well.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I like that. Like a good just sit down talk.
Yeah.
Peace.
Adios.